everybody. Welcome to Takeoff with John Clark, and this is a special recap of the Eagles 2025 draft. The Birds drafted 10 players, the first 5 players they picked on defense. Remember last year, their first 3 players that they took, they were all on defense. So this is 4 straight years they've gone defense in the first round. Howie Roseman says it is all about being a young, fast defense. Howie is trying to replenish that Eagles Super Bowl defense that lost half their starters. And the whole key is here, Howie says the offenses are more explosive. They are faster, so they need fast players on defense. He says you can't be slow on any part of your defense. So enjoy these interviews with Howie Roseman, the Eagles general manager, the first round draft pick from South Jersey, Jihaad Campbell, and another South Jersey product taken by the Birds from St. Joe's Prep, the quarterback Kyle McCord. Enjoy the interview. All right, we are joined by Howie Roseman, and obviously, Howie, you won the Super Bowl, and then you lost about half your starters on defense. Where are you right now in your offseason plan to try to replenish a lot of those starters, whether with free agency and now with the draft?
Is Vic Fangio conducting this interview, or is this John Clark? I don't know. Yeah, I think for us, obviously the offseason composes of free agency and composes of the draft, and then it keeps going, until we certainly line up for that Thursday night football game at home, which we're really excited about. So we'll continue to try to find guys to improve the quality of our roster, and this was a great step to do that today and this weekend.
Are you confident or comfortable with the guys that you've gotten in this draft and free agency trying to replace or have competition for those starting spots?
Yeah, very confident in the people we add, and that doesn't mean we're a perfect team. We're always looking to improve our roster. That's an ongoing process. Again, we don't play a game for a long time. We're still in April. We'll go back to work on Monday looking for other ways to improve our team. So that's an ongoing process. Obviously, this is a big part of that.
And obviously, you really like Jihaad Campbell, got him in the first round, and he says he's looking forward to rushing the passer or playing linebacker. Are you going to kind of throw him out there with Vic Fangio and just see what he does best or where he fits best?
Well, we have a vision. When you draft these players, you spend a lot of time talking to your coaches about the vision for the particular player. We're all on the same page. We understand this is a versatile player who can do a lot of things for your football team. That's a huge plus. And the fact that he can align in multiple places and get pressure, play in space, obviously effective in the run game as well. So really excited about getting him and bringing him to Philadelphia and giving him the opportunity to showcase that skill set.
You mentioned how explosive offenses are now, the speed they have, and you said you can't be slow anywhere on defense. With Vic Fangio now here, how are you and him evolving together about the traits you're looking for and the things you need?
Yeah, it's a very easy relationship. Know Vic for a long time, and it's very easy to talk to him about the things that he's looking for. And obviously we have things that we've done here for a long time as well that have been successful. And so, everyone's goal here is to win. It's to win a lot of football games, compete for championships, hopefully hoist another Lombardi trophy. So everything we're doing is in lockstep with that goal, and feel very fortunate to work with him and the rest of our coaching staff.
A couple of years ago, you said we have to get younger on defense, and you certainly have. You got a very young defense, and you've seen Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, draft picks from last year, just jump right in and help you. How much hope does that give you when you're making all these picks and you saw how the young guys have come in?
Yeah, everything's independent, so every player is independent. What those guys did last year doesn't guarantee the success of the draft picks this year. But I feel like we got a lot of good players here over the last couple of days. We got the right support system with our coaching staff, with our player development staff, the people in this building to maximize those guys. And it happens at different times for everyone in their career. So, those guys are here to add competition, to add talent. We want to have a competitive roster, and I think we're working towards that goal.
You drafted a quarterback, Kyle McCord, local kid. He said that he had gotten some crank calls earlier in the day from 215 area code. So when you called him, he didn't know yet that it was a real call. Did you get a sense of that at all?
No. I told him that we got a quota. We got to draft a St. Joe's Prep guy every year. Bob Lang doesn't hold up for this year. Maybe in the future he'll be that quota. But certainly he's a talented guy. His skill set stands out on its own. Again, just a player that we felt at the time the value stood out on the board. Excited to get him here and get him started.
You have mentioned how you have a lot of superstars, high-priced guys on offense, and it's working out that you really have a super, super young defense. And Daniel Jeremiah, your buddy, I was talking to him, and he said, that's old school Bill Walsh.
Yeah.
But have you found that is the key on defense, is keep it young, keep fresh, new blood coming in on defense?
Well, I think every situation you have to look at in a vacuum. And for us, because we're so fortunate to have a lot of our offensive players in their prime and want to keep them in Philadelphia, and so they're on long-term contracts. And so you got to balance that. And it just so happens that's the stage that we're at right now with our football team. At some point, those really good players on defense will come up for contract extensions too. And the way we want to roll this is we want to sign our homegrown players. We want them here for a long time. We want to draft them and make them feel like they can be in Philadelphia for a majority of their career. So that'll be the next challenge ahead of us.
Final question for you. We get a lot of the phone calls from Eagles Entertainment where you're calling up the draft picks. And you've been doing this for a long time now. Does it still kind of hit you at some points, though, what you're doing for these kids and how it's changing their lives and that reception you're getting on the other line?
Yeah, it's very cool. It's an honor to be able to do that. And, when you see guys that you've made that phone call to have tremendous success in Philadelphia, ultimate goals, holding Lombardi trophies, having confetti fall on their head, winning Super Bowls, building families. I mean, there's nothing better than that.
All right, we are here with Jihaad Campbell, and
Yes,
you
sir.
are a Philadelphia Eagle now, and I wanted to show you this picture that your mom sent out
Yeah, that's crazy.
wearing the West Deptford Eagles gear, and now you're playing for the Eagles?
Yeah.
What would you have told that kid about what this moment's going to be like?
It was destined, young fella. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it was a purpose. It was a reason, why, I played the way I played, throughout all my years of football. And, I mean, there's still a lot more to come, so.
Did you have big dreams like that when you were this little kid of actually suiting up and playing for the Philadelphia Eagles?
I don't even know what type of dreams I had, but there was some dreams going on. Some dreams flowing in that brain, so.
So you've got a lot of family and friends here to be introduced. When did it hit you that reality is you are going to play for your hometown team?
Probably when Howie called me, and he was like, "Do you know who this is?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't." He was like, "It's Howie Roseman." And when he said that, that's when my heart just melted. I said, "Yes, we're going back home, baby." So, and Howie we trust, man.
And who were the first people you thought of? You obviously hugged a lot of family members. Who were the first people you thought of when that moment came?
It wasn't really necessarily like the first person. It was more so like my support system. The people who always helped me and, paved the way for me, and made those sacrifices for me, throughout my journey. So, I give a special shout out to them.
And is that for South Jersey right there?
Damn right.
And Coach Hinson, we caught up with him, and he was talking about you. Reminds him of Zach Baun. Is that pretty cool that you were watching Zach Baun become the player he is with the Eagles, and now you can have that versatility here with the Birds?
It definitely is. I mean, he has a special and unique, instinct to him. So I'm excited to, partner up with him. Play right next to him. So.
When you have envisioned being a professional football player and playing in Vic Fangio's defense coming up here, what do you picture yourself doing on the football field?
I mean, just doing a little bit of everything, playing off the ball, playing on the edge, blitzing through the middle, rushing off the edge. I mean, anything that can really, just add value towards this number one defense. So,
how much did you grow playing at Timber Creek and growing up in this area?
I grew a lot. I mean, just going through those, those transitions from Timber Creek to IMG to Alabama and now a Philadelphia Eagle. Like, I started playing football in Jersey, and now, hopefully I get to, finish my career, back where I'm from. So that's definitely a special moment.
You didn't have to play in that bowl game, and I believe you got hurt, right?
Yeah.
So why did you play in that bowl game? A lot of guys decided not to. A lot of guys don't.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like the passion I have for the game. I can't never let that go. It's just something that's in my heart and that's in my mind that, whether I'm hurt or not, it don't really matter. I still got to play, because it's not for me. It's for my brother that I'm playing next to. So,
have you had a chance to talk to a lot of your new coaches?
Yeah, definitely. Just going around the building and really just meeting a lot of different people. I still got to get familiar with faces and names, but, we're going to get to that.
And you played some receiver, right?
Yeah.
Was your nickname Megatron?
Yeah.
In high school?
Yeah, definitely.
So how versatile are you? Can you do everything on a football field?
Yeah. They talk about travel 100. I think they should look at me. But yeah, man. Yeah, I'm definitely versatile for sure.
Where did you get that love for the game? When did it start?
Since I came out the womb, honestly. For real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how special is it? A lot of family and friends here. You're going to have a lot of ticket requests. People are going to be jamming the link.
Yeah.
Is that going to be pretty wild when they're actually coming to see you play there?
First come, first serve, man. You feel what I'm saying? Got to keep the circle tight, man. My family, foundation, support system. I mean, that's what it's all about. So,
a lot of people ask why you do something. What is your why for playing football?
I mean, my family, of course, and like that picture that you showed me, like the younger me. Just understanding, what that kid been through, internally, externally, and the battles that he faced. Just a lot of different adversity points, that kid faced. And I mean, now look at me, So it's a lot more to come, man. Sure.
And I believe your parents named you Jihaad, right?
Yep.
And there's a reason why, right?
Yep.
Have you faced some adversity in your life or things that you said, I got to overcome this, gives you that chip on the shoulder?
Definitely a lot. I mean, even, just coming from Jersey, what I'm saying? A lot of people say that it's a basketball state, but honestly, I think we play football too. So, just a special shout out to all them kids back at home, man. Like, don't ever let nobody tell you that you can't do nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, skies is not the limit. Like, you got to go beyond that. You feel what I'm saying? You got to just keep on pushing no matter what. Always overcome every obstacle that you occur to.
How many text messages would you say you have in your phone?
I don't even know how to get. I don't even know. It's too many. It's too much.
And how about coming from Alabama with that program? And we've heard Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, and guys here with the Eagles about the expectation.
Yeah.
Do you think everybody with Alabama and Georgia here on this team, they bring that same level of expectation to this team?
This is where I got to get cool with some, Georgia cats. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm bambered out. You know what I'm saying? But I think, when you really think about it, it's more so, just holding each other accountable, but holding yourself accountable first. And I think, that's all about the standard. That's all about, the tradition and, the foundation of, what players actually are. So.
Well, welcome to Philadelphia. You're a Philadelphia Eagle.
Fly, Eagles, fly, baby.
Congratulations to you.
Appreciate it.
All right, we are here with a new Philadelphia Eagle, Kyle McCord. What is it like to hear that being said, that you are actually on the Eagles now?
It still really hasn't hit me. Like, it's super surreal. It almost doesn't feel right saying it just because, like, you grow up dreaming about it, now it's reality. So just super excited, honestly.
And that phone call, your family was waiting to hear where, and you kind of sold it a little bit. You're like, you know where I'm going?
Yeah.
And then you let it out.
Yeah.
How cool was that to surprise your family with that?
Yeah, I mean, my mom always joked about, what did the Eagles draft? Obviously you have no idea. And so when I saw the 2-5 area code, I was like, there's no way. And then talking to Howie and then the rest of the coaches, it was just, it was awesome. So letting them know that I was staying home, I mean, it was just the cherry on top.
So apparently, there were 30 teams at your pro day, but the Eagles were not one of them?
Yeah.
Did this come out of the blue in a way?
I wasn't expecting it. I mean, pretty standard pre-dress stuff with the Eagles, met the scouts, and had to Zoom with the coaches and stuff like that. But there really wasn't any indicator that this is where I was going to be. So obviously, when you're sitting on the couch watching, you have no idea when that call is coming. And I was just super relieved when I saw it was going to be the Eagles. So can't be more excited.
Your parents shared the picture of you wearing the Donovan McNabb jersey and shirt. How young do you think you were when you first started watching the Birds and thinking you might have a chance someday?
Shoot, like 3 or 4 years old. As early as I can remember, I was watching them, and obviously grew up going to the link, watching the games, and so just to see me on the team now, it's completely full circle.
Have you heard from any of your new Eagles teammates yet?
Yeah, I talked to Jeremiah. All the quarterbacks reached out, so it's pretty cool going in there with a few familiar faces, and obviously just joining a great organization, a great team.
What's that like when the Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts gets in touch with you?
That's pretty cool. I can't lie, it is pretty cool being able to share the room with him and just learn from him, be a sponge. So I'm super excited. It's a great situation.
And your path coming from here, the Philadelphia area, and then transferring in college, obviously, would you change anything along the way?
Not at all. I mean, obviously, it's not exactly how you draw it up, but just going through everything that I went through, couldn't be more excited of how everything played itself out and being in the situation that I'm in now. So excited to get to work. I'm happy that all the pre-draft kind of shenanigans and throwing at the combine and all that's over with, and just being able to play football now.
This is a really cool party they're throwing for you here. I believe some of your elementary school teachers are here, a lot of people from your past. How cool is that for you to share your success with all of them who all played a part in helping you?
Yeah, I mean, on top of that, they're all Eagles fans too, so it's like the perfect storm. So yeah, I mean, this is awesome seeing people that helped me get to this point, and just being able to share a good time. So yeah, it's awesome. Like, words really can't describe how cool it is.
What was that like when you first saw a couple people walk in? They put some tape over the name on the back of the Eagles jerseys. It says McCord now.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't know if I can get the number 6 because of Devontae, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, it is cool.
Now, why did you choose number 6? It was maybe for a former Eagle that also played for the Jets?
It was Mark Sanchez. So that's why I picked number 6 right when I first started playing, and just stuck with it ever since.
How about where you are mentally as far as your growth as a quarterback? How much improved do you think you are from going to Syracuse and your growth as a quarterback, and how ready are you to be an NFL player?
Yeah, I mean, going from Ohio State to Syracuse, obviously, it's a little bit of a different challenge. I mean, our offense last year, we threw the ball a ton, so there's a lot of my played every single game. But that's how you want it as a quarterback. A lot of responsibility, and it felt like, every single game for us really came down to 2-minute drives and being good in situational football, and that's exactly what the NFL is. So it was really good preparation for the next level, surrounded by a lot of great coaches and a lot of great players at Syracuse, and now in a similar situation with the Eagles.
And you growing up here, you know how tough this area is. And you were an Eagles fan, or still are an Eagles fan, so you're probably pretty prepared. How did this area prepare you for the life of an NFL quarterback?
I mean, yeah, I lived it. I mean, I grew up going to the games, and I mean, you have a 3-and-out and they're booing you off the field, but I mean, they love you when you're doing well. So yeah, I can't be more excited. I mean, it's the best fan base in the world without a doubt. I mean, I don't think there's another city who cares about their team as much as the people of Philadelphia do. So I'm super excited.
When you were watching the Eagles as a kid, was it always about the quarterback, Donovan McNabb, or were there other guys that you really loved?
There are other guys. Even to this day, I still have Brian Westbrook's signed autograph poster hanging up in my room, my childhood bedroom. So, I mean, it was a lot of people. I mean, you grow up idolizing those guys, and now to be one of them is pretty surreal.
Well, welcome to the Eagles. That is an awesome moment for you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Congrats.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, mom, so flagrant.